Well, thousands are still without power. Dozens of schools are closed or delayed, and crews are working to keep the roads clean.
State police say they've responded to about 170 crashes in our region, nearly 500 across the Commonwealth. One of those crashes happened on a busy road in Botetourt County. It's going to be a long process to clean it all up. 10 News reporter Shane Dwyer joins us now on the patio. So Shane, what are roads looking like out there now?
Lindsay and John, well, you know, here in Roanoke, not too bad. The good news is that nothing is falling from the sky anymore at this point, although we still do know that there's a little bit of precipitation left in this storm across southwest Virginia. The Virginia Department of Transportation has been working around the clock on Route 220, and that is going to be a problem for people coming south out of northern Botetourt County tomorrow morning, because the northbound lanes of 220 just simply don't exist anymore, and the southbound lanes are indefinitely closed for the time being. The Department of Transportation saying we're talking about weeks, not days, before this is all eventually complete and back to normal. They themselves don't even know exactly how long it will take, because they say the damage is so complex.
Wednesday morning's crash on Route 220 north of Fincastle is one for the history books. It's far from over, and crews are still just trying to stop the bleed.
This is definitely unusual that we have something like this, where there's a pipe that gets melted away or disintegrated by fuel that's on fire passing through it in the middle of 220.
Flames shot into the early morning Botetourt sky. Police say the driver swerved his gas tanker away from a deer right before it crashed and exploded.
It was a pretty massive fire. It was a lot of black smoke. That was a lot of what we had seen, especially through the tree line there. You just completely filled the sky. It was already dark, so it made it even darker.
The burning gas flowed like lava through a drainage ditch in the median and right into an underground steel pipe carrying a creek, so hot it incinerated it, leaving the massive hole behind. On the surface, southbound lanes look fine, but there's underground damage. The plan was to repair that ASAP to get it open, but weather isn't cooperating.
But we were hoping to get it done today or possibly tomorrow, but again, with all this weather that we're having, there is water feeding through that pipe.
Reopening that side is priority, and it will be weeks before the northbound side is fully repaired. History is a good indicator. It was weeks before the roads reopened after tanker spills in both 2010 and 2012 along 460 in Bedford County.
We're going to have to replace 110 feet of pipe on the northbound lanes. We don't know if we can get that pipe. We don't have pipe of this type that's just ready to go.
Eventually, traffic will share one side of 220 instead of being detoured, but for now it's unsafe for traffic and remains indefinitely closed.
Now, there is an environmental side to this spill as well. A considerable amount of diesel fuel and gas fuel did make its way into that creek. They had been working on cleaning that up. Most of it, however, burned up in the fire, so that is a good thing. The detour was actually pushed back farther away from the crash scene to get further away from the creek area so that environmental crews would have their space that they need to get in there and work, try to mitigate this spill and clean up that fuel and get it out of the waterway. Live in downtown Roanoke, Shane Dwyer, 10 News, working for you.